What's good, YouTube? It's me once again, Mr. OG with the kicks. One thing about my channel, I'm not just gonna be focused on talking about shoes. I talk about a lot of different topics. If you check out my page, man, I think I'm a really interesting person. I talk about my stay in prison. I've done a lot of time in prison. I talk about, my drug use. There's so many different things that I talk about. I talk about I've been clean for, over a year now. I just talk about my life in general, but I also talk about one of my loves. Boxing is my first love. You know what I'm saying? I started boxing when I was 5 years old. And I was a pretty good amateur boxer. I got in there with I don't know if y'all know, if you're older, you know who Clarence Bones Adams is. Well, he was one of the first people that big names that I fought. Clarence Bones Adams was a champion. He went professional, something that I could have done, but at the age of 18 I got shot 3 times, so it changed my whole life. And that's another story that's also on my page. But today I'm not gonna be talking about any of that. What I'm gonna be talking about, man, is Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, man. It seems like to me a lot of people really just, well, especially the Terrence Crawford fans, you just don't want to admit the truth that Terrence Crawford is the reason they're not fighting. From the jump, Terrence Crawford won in 50-50. I'm going to give you some numbers, and I want y'all to tell me. I'm just going to read these numbers out. I ain't going to put the names in front of them yet. You tell me that this sound like a 50-50 fight. Okay. First pay-per-view, July 23rd, 2016. It done 50,000 views. Second pay-per-view, April 20th, 2019. It done 150,000 pay-per-views. November 2021. It done 135,000 pay-per-views. And now the total revenue for those three fights is 23 million. Now I'm going to the next fighter. March 16th, 2019. Done 360,000 pay-per-views. September 28th, 2019. It done 350,000 pay-per-views. December 5th, 2020, it done 250,000 pay-per-views. April 16th, what is it? April 16th, I think 2021. Yes, it done 250,000 pay-per-views. Also, it done a total revenue of 107 million pay-per-view buys. Now, when you hear those numbers, does that sound like there's two fighters that should be splitting the money down the middle? No, it don't. So you know who the big numbers were. That was July 23rd, 2016, Crawford versus Postal. He done 50,000 pay-per-view buys. April 20th, 2019, it was Crawford versus Khan. He done 150,000 pay-per-view buys. November 2021, Crawford versus Porter. He done 135 pay-per-view buys. March 16, 2019, there was Spence and Mikey Garcia. He done 360,000. September 28, 2019, it was Spence versus Porter. He done 350,000. December 5th, 2020 was Spence versus Danny Garcia. He done 250,000. And April 16th, 2021, it was Spence versus you guys. He done another 250,000. From the jump, those are the type of numbers that automatic, say 60-40, 70-30. When Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya, he knew what he had to do. In order for him to become the name he wanted to go from pretty boy to being money, he had to he couldn't get half. He had to take a 60-40 split, maybe even a 70-30. But he was willing to do that because he believed in his talent and he believed in himself. But with Crawford's ego is so big that he's not willing to admit that, hey, I'm not a household name. Yeah, I'm great in the ring, but I'm not doing the numbers that Spence doing. Spence has been carrying the weight for a long time now, and people know that. But no one is willing to say, hey, Crawford, I don't know why the boxing world won't say it. It seems like everybody wants Spence to do what no other boxer does. No other boxer is taking a 50-50 split when they're the bigger name. Everybody wants to be, bigger share of the pie. If I do the heavy lifting, why shouldn't I get the most money? Why do I got to all of a sudden, give you half the money when you haven't done what I done? You know what I'm saying? I just truly believe that the fight's never gonna happen. Crawford, I'm not gonna say he's running, but I feel like that in the end, Crawford don't want that fight. He thinks that he's already in the Hall of Fame with his resume. But I'm just gonna say it like this: Crawford resume to me is real weak. He fought a Sean Porter that was already checking out of boxing. Sean Porter's dad said it. You can say what you want to say. Sean Porter said it. He fought Kell Brook. We see what Kell Brook's doing now. But Kell Brook had, he was past his prime when he fought him. When he fought Gamboa, and this is something I don't like about boxing fans. people want to give him credit. Say, oh yeah, back then Gamboa was a great fighter. He was. But why does he get credit for fighting a smaller fighter? When Earl Spence beat Mikey Garcia, all you hear is, Earl was bigger than Mikey. Well, one thing we know about Earl when he fought Mikey, he didn't even really try to, he boxed Mikey. He showed you a whole different dimension to his game. Terrence Crawford, he stopped Gamboa. Gamboa was a smaller fighter, and you can see that. But I still give him credit for the win. Why can't y'all do the same thing with Spence? It's time that we start looking at, man, boxing ain't the same. I'm 50 years old. I come up from a time I watched the greats fight each other. Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Haggard, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, Aaron Pryor. I watched all these fighters, man. Nobody was scared of nobody. They got in the ring with each other. Now boxing is just big business. But in the end, what boxing is doing is making people like me a real diehard fan, not a casual. It makes me not even want to watch boxing before no more. I never thought I'd see the day when I would be looking forward to UFC over boxing. But it's got to that point now. And boxing is, it just, every time I turn around, it just breaks my heart. I'm hoping for this. Now we're hoping for this, Ryan Garcia and Javante Tank Davis fight. That's another fight I'll be talking about later. But I'm just saying, folks, right now, we have to really be real. Earl Spence has done all he could to make this fight. Terrence Crawford backed out of this fight. It wasn't Spence that backed out of this fight. Terrence Crawford went and fought David Cab Driver Avanesian, if I'm saying his last name right. That's who he went and fought. Everybody's okay with that. But now that Spence decides that he gonna go ahead and fight Thurman, all of a sudden he's ducking Terrence Crawford. How can he be ducking Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford went left first. Do you think I'm supposed to wait on you? You know what I'm saying? When you had the opportunity to fight me, you took less money, you know what I'm saying, to fight a no-name fighter. And from what I'm hearing, the fight only done like 20,000 pay-per-view buys. That's what you done. But you could have got in the ring with me and maybe done 500,000 to a million buys. Because I truly believe that's what that fight's going to do. So I just want you, Terrence Crawford fans, to start being real. Y'all want to hear more from me? The next fight I'll be talking about is Javante Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Y'all give me your thoughts on this fight, man. Please like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. Everybody have a blessed day. God bless you all.